The rates of suicide are increasing every day because of this industry that is supposedly worth billions of dollars.
Nationwide tragedy, suicide. A new report from the Centers for Disease Control says it is growing rapidly among teenagers. Since the year 2000, the suicide rate for teens is up 28%, with an average of 5 deaths a day.
We kind of knew something bad could happen.
The inventors, creators, understood this consciously, and we did it anyway.
I consider myself a technophile to the point where I can't do anything without technology. I use my phone to pay bills, write scripts for content, connect with my friends and families, get valuable information from the internet, stay entertained by watching my favorite comedians on Instagram and YouTube. Basically, my phone has now become a part of who I am. But everything changed for me the very day I decided to try social media detox for 30 days. And this was when it all dawned on me. During this challenge, I felt empty in the beginning. I felt like a part of me just died. I felt like I was losing every single minute I wasn't with my phone checking the latest trends. But as time goes on, I felt different than the usual me. I was a different version of myself, and I'm not gonna lie, I was my happiest. I didn't care what people would think about me. I wasn't even bothered if someone liked me or not. Literally, I was the happiest man in the world. And this was when I realized that social media is one industry in the world that knows every single thing about us, drops us into their rabbit hole, and sells our data to make money. Facebook was created by Mark Zuckerberg and launched in 2004, now has a net worth of $538 billion. That's more than $500 billion. Instagram is now worth over $100 billion, which is 100 times more than the $1 billion fee Facebook paid for the purchase of Instagram in 2012. Snapchat is now worth $25 billion. YouTube, which was launched in 2005, now has a net worth of $160 billion. Twitter is worth $40 billion, and the numbers keep increasing. Then there's TikTok, known in China as Douyin, owned by a multi-billion-dollar Chinese company you may never have heard of before, ByteDance. TikTok is the youngest social media platform amongst them all, launched in 2016 but now has a net worth of $75 billion. That's more than Twitter's and Snapchat's revenue combined, which were launched in 2006 and 2011 respectively. But at the end of it all, what seems to amaze me is the fact that there are 3.5 billion active users on social media, with each user having at least 2 different accounts. But that's not the crazy part. The crazy part is that every 6.5 seconds a new account is being created. And this doesn't seem to bother anyone. By definition, instant gratification is the immediate fulfillment of a person's needs and desires. That's why social media will keep on thriving, because they provide instant gratification to their users and keep them hooked. Back in the days, to get whatever you want, you have to go through obstacles and one-on-one situations. But nowadays, to get entertained or get validation, all you need is to pick up your phone and log in. No one wants to go social in the real world anymore. Everyone wants to stay behind their screen, and that is when the real problem starts. But let's go a little backwards to where it all begins. In May 1997, the first ever social media platform known as 6 Degrees was launched, and that's just 3 decades ago. So the question is, how have people been staying in touch with each other centuries and millenniums ago? Back in the prehistoric times, the most common methods for communicating was by using fire, smoke signals, and horns. The fire and smoke signals help individuals to share their location and seek for assistance when they're in trouble and looking to be found, while the horns were used to communicate time and important events that could take place within growing communities and tribes. In the 5th century BC, the use of pigeon posts was actualized, where pigeons were used to send documents, letters, and other important information to another city or town. And gradually, just like that, newspapers, telegraph, telephones, and the wireless telegraphy all became popular in the 1800s, hence leading to the introduction of radio and television for entertainment and news purposes. Then towards the late 1990s and the early 2000s, having internet access in our various homes was a must, which led to the widespread of social media and smartphones all around the world. So it's not really about connecting with our loved ones easily. Nobody really had a problem connecting with each other in the past. Social media was created so people could sit at home and connect with the world without having to leave their room. While you might be enjoying spending countless number of hours scrolling through social media at the comfort of your home, thinking you're connecting with people, the truth is, the only person you're really connecting with is the social media app. Social media now becomes your one and only true friend and family that grabs your attention when you're eating in the dining with your family or having a chat with a friend. And when these social media apps have gotten your full undivided attention, then it is time to make the billions. By now, it's no surprise to anyone that social media companies make billions of dollars every single year. But how do they do it? These days, all social media platforms are free to use. All you need to do is download them from the App Store, set up your account details, and you're good to go. No product sales or in-app purchases required. So how are they worth billions? Because you're the product. Your attention is worth more than selling any product. This is why social media was built to keep you hooked on their site by designing an algorithm that gets all your information from your search histories, your location, the people you follow, and feed you content based on the information gathered. And it's not only you, even the people who design these powerful algorithms also face the same problem. The four main ways they make their money is through investors, advertisement, premium memberships, and diversification. Just like every business, they all started with investors. Risking your money, own a little percentage of the company and get returns of your investment after a certain period of time. But as the companies go bigger and bigger, you can't rely on investors anymore. The next stage is advertisement. This is where the main money is being made. Here, social media acts as a middleman between companies willing to advertise a product and the consumers. It's simple. For example, with Facebook, companies or businessmen post their products or services to their business page, pay some amount of money to Facebook to show them to more of their target audience that have been looking for this kind of product or services and are likely to make an order. The more money companies pay for ads, the more people see the ads. This is why collecting your data is very important for these social media companies so they can know exactly what you want and advertise them to you. Another major source of revenue apart from advertising is the use of premium memberships. This feature helps users like us use social media ad-free, but it involves a paid subscription. YouTube, for instance, is a very good example to explain what premium membership means. We all know nearly all the videos on YouTube are filled with ads, and it's fair because that's how YouTube makes money, to keep the company profitable. And that's how your favorite YouTube creators also get paid to entertain or educate you all. But if you're tired of seeing those ads, then you can subscribe to YouTube Premium for a small fee every month and use YouTube without ads. And last but not the least, diversification. Just like every other company that wants to keep on making more profits as they grow bigger and bigger, diversifying is a wise move. It means developing a wider range of products or interests or buying another company. This is Facebook purchasing Instagram in 2009.
A company with only 13 employees bought today by Facebook for $1 billion.
And WhatsApp in 2014.
As you heard, Facebook has bought the mobile messaging service WhatsApp for $19 billion in cash and stock. And
obviously, this is worth a hell of a lot of money. $60 billion. I mean, I'm $19 billion. I mean, I'm stunned.
This is also Twitter acquiring Nip, Mopub, and Periscope, or TikTok developing an AI filter that makes you look perfect, making TikTok the fastest ever growing social media platform in the world with a net worth of $75 billion for now. And one thing is for sure, you don't make that much money in a little time without causing havoc to the society. Suicide is one of the top leading causes of death worldwide and is one of the top 5 causes of death in adolescents. And make no mistake, it is easy to think about committing suicide. Don't believe me? This is Molly Russell, the 14-year-old teenager who was driven by social media to commit suicide. It was a normal evening for the Russell family. They were all watching TV and laughing like all normal families do, till they decided to greet themselves good night and went to their various rooms. And later that night, Molly decided to log into social media one last time, and then she was pushed into this rabbit hole of depressive content before she took her life and left a note before dying. Another teen who died was Jack Farrell, a 17-year-old boy who seemed fine at first.
And the next day I get woken up by the police knocking on my door saying I need to come with them right away.
But later shot himself with a gun. Another young teenager who took her life at the age of 12 was Mallory Grossman.
In June, 12-year-old Mallory Grossman took her own life. In the beginning, it was teasing, it was name calling, it was exclusion was an important part. You can't sit here, you're not welcome at this table.
Now you may think this is the end of a very sad, tragic story, right? You're wrong. We are just getting started. This is another 17-year-old lad, Chris Dolly, known as CJ, who literally had everything a young boy would ever wish for.
Everything a kid wanted. He had friends, he had, girls that loved him, and
he was a happy, funny kid growing up and was 14 years old when he signed up for Facebook, Instagram and Snapchat. And just like other teenagers, he documented his life on these platforms. He was so addicted to social media that he couldn't stop checking his phone. But on one unfaithful day, CJ went into his room, sent a message to his best friend which says, "Godspeed," and posted on his Facebook page, who turned out the lights before he took a gun and brutally shot himself. So the real question is, how can we stop teens from having these suicidal thoughts?
Teens are much more likely now than they were just 5 years ago or 7 years ago to say that they are anxious and depressed and thinking about suicide.
But first, we need to look at the real causes of these suicidal thoughts. If you have ever gotten bullied before in real life, then you will know that it is not a fun experience. By definition, cyberbullying is a form of bullying by using electronic means. And with the reign of social media, bullying will still continue to thrive. It is easy to do whatever you like when you're behind a screen. You can just sit down at the comfort of your home, pick up your phone, log into social media and talk to people anyhow, body shame people and make people feel unworthy of themselves. Now normally this shouldn't affect anyone if you love yourself, if you don't care about what other people think about you, and if you know your self-worth. Because it is obvious that the person behind the screen writing all the hate comments and doing all the bullying is in a very bad state of mind. Either someone rejected them or someone they love dearly disappointed them and made them feel bad about themselves. So instead of removing those negative thoughts and work on their mental health, they instead want to be validated so they can feel good about themselves, and that is where social media comes in. Remember when we talk about instant gratification, the victims of this cyberbullying shouldn't have felt bad and unworthy about themselves, if not for the need to get validated by other people. Fact of the matter is, everyone will always get hate comments and shitty replies. Even celebrities who we all look up to will still be cyberbullied in some way, shape or form. And the real solution is how you are able to handle the situation. But needless to say, we can't stop cyberbullying. It can't simply go out of extinction. It will continue to rise as long as people keep having bad days, disappointment, heartbreaks and body shamed. What we can only do is to control it. This is what have helped people and celebrities overcome cyberbullying.
Maisie Williams looks like a very young grandma.
I bet Zendaya's feet smell like Funyuns. Let's check, shall we? No, smells like success to me.
But if you're not careful with the way you use social media, then this may lead to some serious mental issues. And trust me, this is one illness you should never pray to have. If you have ever felt depressed before, then you know exactly what I'm talking about. I can still remember vividly the day I was seriously depressed, and it was a sad experience. I would stay stuck in my head, constantly thinking. Everything annoyed me. Literally, I just wanted to be alone with my phone. I was bored and would always ask myself, what is the bloody point of being alive? But the only good thing was that I never had any suicidal thoughts. And with social media, it is easy to get mentally ill. Social media is a place where you only see the highlights and the best moments of people's lives, and when you compare those highlights with your full reality, there is no way you won't feel unworthy of yourself. Take a look at these Instagram influencers with millions of followings on their handle, living their best lives, exploring the world, flying first class and private jets, and the single glance of their Instagram feeds are filled with beautiful, sexy images with hashtag body goals. But then there's you. You're probably working a stressful 9-to-5 job, your boss is giving you a hard time, but you can't quit because you need the money so badly. You can't explore the world or travel to places because someone else will take your position in your place of work. So after a long day of work, you come back home to relax and scroll through social media, and then you come across these influencers living your dream life. There is no way you won't feel bad and unworthy of yourself. Or take a look at Ramon Abbas, popularly known as Hush Puppy or the Gucci Lord. This man is very wealthy, currently having 2.8 million followers on Instagram, and this man lives lavishly. A single glance of his feeds is filled with him showing off his expensive items, his collection of cars, his Ferraris, which will probably be your dream car, his private jets, and his collection of Gucci wares. You may want to be like him, right? But wait, this is just his highlight reels. Don't be fooled yet. Question yourself, always question yourself, and look at their behind the scenes. Maybe then you can decide if you really want your life to be like theirs, cause you can never tell. Your current life may just be better than theirs. Currently, Hush Puppy is in jail for the crime of money laundering and internet fraud. Hush Puppy have tried to scam a US law firm, a foreign bank, and one English Premier League club. Never compare yourself to someone else on social media, cause you never see the full picture. There are a lot of things going on around the world, both good and bad. There are young people in their 20s who are now millionaires, but you're probably in your 30s still struggling to make it in life. There are couples posting couple goals and you wish to be like them. Social media is filled with lots of highlights, and it is one of the best inventions in the history of mankind, with lots of pros and cons. But at the end of the day, it all depends on how you want to see it. Everything all starts with your mindset. You can either see these highlight reels of people as motivation to improve your life, or get consumed by it and get depressed. You decide. But no matter what your decision is, always remember, suicide is not an option. It is never an option. When there is life, there is always hope.